Just keep the whole time. That's good. Looking forward.
He's class players.
Definitely better for the back of the head. Coach Always is going to jump in here for a little bit of viewing. Hey, Paul, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Not too bad. We're doing very well. We won the first game. We're in game number 2. Playing Switzerland, who also just won their first game. This could be the top competition for the B group here. Switzerland just beat Belarus. Switzerland just beat Belarus, and they're happy. You can see. Servus, wie geht's dir? Good morning, Eric. Hope you're doing well. The barn, the Rocksport barn. Hey, Tante Ingrid. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Feel free to write any comments, anybody, if you want to say hi to somebody, you want to send us a message. All right, so Switzerland's shooting first in the first game.
You can replay that, right? It's on video. You might need to. Yeah. It's on video. It's all been like me. Oh, wow.
See, let's go. First game, let's go. She's got a yellow plate. Medium or fast yellow. There are different speeds of plates in ice stock. The blue range is the slowest range. The yellow range is the second slowest. And it goes gray, black, and green. So there are 3 speeds within blue, 3 speeds within yellow, 3 speeds within gray, 3 speeds within black. All right, Jennifer's using the black plate. Hi, Tasha. A rare miss for Jennifer. So nice stock after the first person who throws normally goes down to call the shots for the other teams. And since Switzerland's still closer, Canada has to shoot again. With a gray plate. So again, wobbled a bit. You can see it didn't go flat, so it didn't have that speed getting down as Becca wanted. So Canada's still shooting because Switzerland's still counting. Kata Zaric is going to make a nice shot. She hit the Swiss stone stock, but Jennifer's saying when she sticks her hand out to the side, it means we're not closer. She's stuck her hand up in the air. That would mean that her team is closer. So it's still Canada's shoot. But hi again, John. Hey, Nikki. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Conrad. So the last person to shoot is Stephanie Merrill. Just discussing what kind of shot to throw. It's going to be a takeout on the back Swiss stone. The one to the back right is the one that Stephanie is aiming at. She's got a yellow. It's close. I've never seen Stephanie do that in her whole life. Oh, they're playing a ball. Okay. So, Canada is out of stocks. Switzerland, 3 shots left. Obviously, Switzerland's going to be trying to make the best to score the maximum points. And they're more. The person down at the other end is calling for a draw. We call it a Moss instead. Moss to try and just be closer than any other Canadian score. And that's perfect. So they're 2 stocks. Each stock scores 3 points, and the second stock scores 2 points. That's 5 now. Shot. These 3 counting stocks. That's 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 7 so far. And I'll try and get a maximum of 9 points. Very nice. That is a clinic on how to score multiple points. Although the Daba bounced back a bit. She actually knocked the Daba, which is the puck. So Jen's saying they got at least 2. And they're going to measure for the 3rd. You can see the... Maximum 9 points. So they scored all 4 stocks. That's 9 points. So it's a tough start for Canada. But that was a clinic, wasn't it, Chris? It was a clinic on how to score 9 points, though. You have one in, and you have 3 more in, and they had 3 amazing draws, didn't they? 3 amazing losses.
Great when it's your own team, but not But I think Steph got a little bit lost her footing. She lost her train of thought and what she wanted to do, and didn't come out as well as she wanted to be.
So Tasha, who's gone and who's gone? Becca threw her stock. Yeah, you got it, Becca.
So what do you mean?
Ask him where you were. Chris needed a rest. He had a long morning.
Busy morning.
Okay, Kat is in the house. So, welcome to the show, Tanya. Okay. Looks like Switzerland's going to just ignore the Canadian stock and bring a Moss into the Daba area. Yep. And it's a very nice one. It's a very nice one. has a black plate on, so she's got a very fast plate. And for takeouts, and she's off. Okay, so it's up to Stephanie Merrill. What are they going to do? Are they going to... Unfortunately, Switzerland still has 3 stocks after this shot, so the strategy could be to play defense and to sit on Switzerland's stock and I guess concede 1 point or concede 3 points for certain and make it more difficult to score more. Or do you take out, leave yourself open for a hit? Looks like she's going to leave herself open. So she's going to go for a takeout with that great takers. Looks like a takeout.
It's a takeout's great. As long as she's going to stay in the
Very nice shot.
And she's got it.
Right. The Swiss stock is still in the house. There.
So it looks like Swiss is second.
Swiss is second, so if they can get the Canadian stock out, in the end, good shape. But let's.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, Switzerland has a black plate here. Obviously, intending to take out Canada's blue stock.
Yeah, I gotta wait a second.
We have a miss. So the Canadian stock stayed in, and the Daba stayed in. So that's good. So the Daba and the stock are over here. Guess what? It's all good. Actually, there we go. You got the shooter in the frame. You got the Daba and the stock in the frame. All right. Okay.
Sideways.
Another black plate from the Swiss, and let's see what happens.
Got a black plate.
She looks lined up. And she stayed in. It's a nice shot. A very nice shot. So now they're counting 2 because that one in the back of the house is still alive. So the next scorer just has to outmoss, get closer than that Canadian front stop. And it's good. So that's 3 more stocks. 3 more stocks for Switzerland. They scored 7 points, so 3 plus 2 plus 2. And they're scoring. They're up to 16. Yeah, come on.
Let's go. Back in. Let's go.
So we mentioned that Switzerland is going to be competing for the top of the table, and they're showing off. But Canada's moving perfectly on their game. They got very possible to come back.
So Paul, Switzerland's at 6 games in the third inning. Still a good chance for Canada to come back up and turn this game around, at least tie and get ahead.
Absolutely. Points can add up fast. As you've seen so far, Switzerland's got 9 and then 7. So
sur cette boule.
2 sevens here, and Canada's back in.
Tu viens sur cette boule complètement. Okay.
Ashley Snow is watching. She's sitting behind me, like 20 feet. Maybe Ashley has she doesn't want it? She did? She went. She didn't want to miss anything. Come on. Okay. So there's some interesting things that have happened in terms of rule modifications in Eichstock at the. Okay, Becca here is with the gray shot. I'll wait for that. Rebecca. Rebecca stayed in the house, but very nice, range drop. Rebecca stayed in the house, but she didn't get closer than the Swiss stone. So that does that. Sitting right on. That's a beautiful sit on. So it's a perfect shot, really, because the Canadian stock is sitting right on top of, right against the Swiss stock. So it can't be taken out. And it's actually in front or in line with the Dava, so the Swiss player can't just sit on the stock. Well, she's going to try and sit on the very right-hand side of the stock to get closer. This is a very precise shot. It's got a great play. So you can see she made her shot. That is fist bumps from the coach for that one. I don't know how challenging that looks at home, but she hit that exactly where she wanted to. And Steph is up. She's got a great plate. She's going to try and see if she can take the Swiss top out. So that's what you call Plan B coming through. She knocked the Dava back to the Canadian stock. Plus her stock is there, so Canada's counting two. Is this not our line off? Yeah, so Chris is saying if the Dava goes out, the Dava gets put back into the center, and Switzerland will be counting. But boy, maybe that's the stroke of luck Canada needs to turn in this game around. And that so she's using her green plate, which is the fastest plate in the rack. It's going to really smoke down there, and she's trying to cause as much chaos as possible. So interesting. So you saw Jen put her hand up, and Canada is counting. So the stock at the very back is Canada. The one that's just in front of that is Switzerland. But Canada's obviously closer. So you can see the person at the end, the Moore, is calling to hit the Dava. So as Chris said earlier, if the puck goes out, the puck will come back to the center and Switzerland will be counting one. Are we out of stocks, Chris? I think so. This is the last shot of the end. This is important. It's either 19 to 0 or 16 to 3. It's a big important shot. Okay, so she made a moss. Didn't knock the Dava out. That would have been a possibility, and it would have got it. But she just made a great back corner moss and scored. It's now after 3 ends 19-0. Come on, Canada.
17 to win.
It's 19. Come on, get in. All right, it's in the house. So a nice loss from Switzerland, putting the pressure on Canada to remove that. Just speak up. So that's unfortunate. Kata was a bit short on that.
Sorry guys, we're having troubles with the sound on the phone. We're not close enough to the phone to get a good sound, so we're doing the best that we can. Hopefully you can hear us. If not, I'm sure you can hear the stocks flying down the planes. Wait.
Well, let's call this a game for Canada to figure out some of the plates. Jen just threw a slow yellow, thinking that she might be able to outloss the Swiss stock, but it didn't get there. So now we're back to a hit. It's a difficult hit because the Canadian stock is almost in the way. Just trying a bump. No, just not turning out for Canada right now. So Switzerland has 3 stocks left. They're counting 1. So gives me a chance maybe to talk about one of the rule changes that was announced at the Congress on Sunday. Is that the sport is changing from its traditional scoring structure of 3 points for the first stop, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points for a maximum of 9 points per end. That's being abolished, and it's going to 1 point for 1 stop. So with 4, the maximum will be 4 points at an end. So Switzerland came up a bit short there, so they're only counting 1 still. So all the folks out there used to counting stock the way that we have been forever. We'll have to change our approach. So it's 1 point for stock, and there's no more Fahunga rule, or no more penalty for not making the house. So there's a nice toss. That's got in there for their second stop. Okay, Switzerland trying to count a 3rd stock. Seven points for Switzerland. So much like the Swiss women are taking it to the Canadian women, much like the Swiss men took it to the Canadian men, the Swiss women are having a great game here. Canada's a little off the game right now. They'll come back. I'd like to call up Kevin Bryan for a little Q&A here. We have to get nice and close, apparently. Then.
Okay.
All right, Kevin. So the Canadian men played this morning. Maybe you could give the viewers the lowdown on how the morning transpired.
Really?
Yeah.
It was quite intimidating starting off with the Austrians for the first game and the Italians for the second game.
We played 3 of the 4 top countries in the world right off the first 4 games.
I feel we did well against the Austrians and the Italians, considering my initial thoughts.
Yeah. We had some chances to get some points, didn't we? We just at times didn't come through. We had a great win against Belarus, which was exciting. But maybe Kevin against Australia, Slovenia, we kind of let some points get away from us, didn't we?
We gave some ends away for sure. Lots of points.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you feel about competing in the A division versus B? How would you compare the difference in the play? Kevin's shy for the first time in his life. I can't believe this.
I find the A pool, they're all professional teams.
Yeah.
They're here training year round. Brazil even flies up 2 weeks before to train. It's tough to compete, but I love the opportunity.
You even talked about the equipment differences, I guess, right?
Access to equipment is huge. Talking to Seaveld upstairs, all the different handle options, from Moss handles, KK handles, options we don't have in Canada.
Yeah, to have that at your fingertips, to be able to just say, I want to practice with several different kinds of handles.
No different than a hockey stick.
Yeah, and the degree of coaching is just that much stronger, where they're having individual coaches to work on their technique, their ability to throw it straight. They still have to obviously make the shots, but when you can throw 100, 200 stocks a week, makes a big difference.
On Ritten ice?
On the ice that they're playing on here. Yeah, what's the difference, Kevin? What's the difference?
You better set it down flat, because if you wobble it at all, it's stopping short.
That was a tough one for sure. Maybe let's focus on the Canadian women here now. You've played. Going away too quick. Ran away?
No, I ran away.
Oh, you ran? Yeah, don't run away. I wanted you to. You've played with these Canadian women for a long time. Some of them for 6 or 8 years.
I see a lot of nerves out there right now.
Yeah. What can you tell us about their strengths? Go through the order here. The 4 people plus Tammy Lambert, who's the 5th, who's sitting out this game. Give us a sense of what they bring to the game. What are their strengths?
Well, Becca's been amazing at Mossy.
And she's just her second year
playing. Tammy's take out at Mossy. I'm excited to see when she steps into the team game. Catherine's another Mossy. Been playing for years. And then you have the Merrill girls, who are all around awesome players.
I'd love to see Becca do some takeouts, because I think that's one of her big strengths, actually. And here's an opportunity for her to do takeout. This is what she most impressed me with when she started playing.
And again, example of Ritten ice and what can happen.
You get that stock caught in the grooves, and it just dies. And also an example of equipment, Kevin, because Becca was having some challenges with the grip earlier this week in training.
Unfortunately, her handle didn't pass inspection. So she's used a new handle that she hasn't trained with.
Yeah, the challenge with using older equipment, we have more access to.
And there's Jeff right there.
counting at least one. Kat is asking about 2. I don't know, Kevin, for me, it looks like 2, right?
It looks like 2 from here.
It doesn't matter anyway. She's going to moss no matter. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's definitely a 2. It's definitely 2. So Jen's going to try and moss in. Used her yellow plate earlier and came up short, so she's got a faster orange.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, Jen. All right, 7 points. 7 points for the good guys. I don't know if that's for
Our Canadian women.
For the Canadian women. They can't come back, but at the end of the week, at the end of the competition, the points for and against do matter. If you're tied with somebody in terms of wins and losses. Finland, France is with a little bit of controversy in the other tournament next door. I guess the French woman is saying it's okay, but when the Daba moves,
here comes Becca for her mom.
All right, Becca, opening loss. Lay it down. Nice.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
Good job, Beck.
So saying the points for and against do matter because at the end of the tournament, if you have the same number of wins and losses against another team, the points for and against, the coefficient, the points for divided by points against are the tiebreaker. So we got 7 there. Let's get another 7, and close it down. 9 would be even better. You always do try and get a big score. Why not go for it? Okay. Switzerland made a nice shot. Kevin said Kev's going to try and push the Daba back. Now would be the time to do that. Now would be the time to push the Daba back, hopefully. If the Daba goes back and stays in the house, then Canada's 2 stocks at the back would also count. So
Jen's going to shoot. Jen's going to come in and
shoot it out. That's a good call. That's an easier shot than the pushback. And this is naturally one of Jen's best shots. Yep. Nailed it. That feels good.
Canada's sitting 3.
What do you think of the new Kevin? I was telling the viewers about the rule change of point scoring, moving from a 3-2-2-2 system to 1 point per stop. What do you think about that? Do you think it'll change the game at all? Is it the intention there is to make it easier for kids to join the sport and understand the counting? What do you think?
Well, I think they're doing the Honda rule.
Yes,
it's going to be big to help. But the 1-1-1 is going to keep the game a lot closer.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
To line up more with Canadian curling.
Right. Okay, so the Swiss player is holding a grade plate. She'll be looking to at least bump the Canadian stock back and stay closest to the Daba. Let's see what she does. She's been on. She's been shooting very well this game. Oh, she's
going to miss.
She's wide this time. That's an unusual outcome for her shots. Carl Hammer, the score is 26-7 for Switzerland. We're in the last end. I guess Carl wants us to concentrate on the game, Kevin, not this side commentary.
So sorry, Mr. Hammer.
Tough with this game, yeah. We commented earlier, Carl, that Switzerland is probably the gold medal contenders with Canada in this pool. They beat Belarus. Switzerland beat Belarus, who's also a very good team, in their first game. So Switzerland's playing the two best teams, in my opinion, in the first two games, and they're going to come out 2-0. So Canada's going to get them back in the round robin on Friday, and we meet again. So Switzerland holding a great plate, looking to do a takeout.
We still have left to shoot.
And we have one stock left. Yes. Is the W out?
Dolby's out.
Canada's counting 3. Now Steph makes a nice. Switzerland has another stop. So Carl, Becca had to get a new handle. Her handle didn't pass inspection. Apparently the Jimmy model, or the Jimmy manufacturer, is not an approved handle for international competition. So she's been using Jen's second handle, which just has a different style to it. So it takes getting used to. The tape was also grippier, and she at least did change the grip today before playing. But still, adjusting to a new handle is a challenge.
Sorry, Carl, we're talking through a mask.
She has. Who's the Canadian ice stock federation? That's Chris? Using your handle. Good shot. So it's a nice shot because it makes it a challenge to remove. And you obviously can't hit it dead on, or it's going to hit into the Canadian stock.
Jen's coming down to make the call here.
Yeah, hit it out, and the Dobby will go out. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So Jen's calling for a hit. Bianca's handle. Okay, great. Thanks for the update. Actually, Becca did tell me that, and I forgot. I got to take better notes before coming on. So Steph has the fastest plate, a green. It's gonna really. So unfortunately, Switzerland finishes the game with 40 points. 29-7 final score. We are going to take a break and set up for the next game. Canada's moving over to lane 2, I think, and we'll see you in a few minutes.